Alrighty, everybody. So we're gonna get this started with a somewhat sad yet positive topic. So recently, Ricky Pearsall was obviously, attacked. Somebody tried to rob him, and he was unfortunately shot. The reports say that when officers showed up, both himself and his attacker were on the ground, wounded, and everything like that. Meaning Ricky put them hands on that man.
Got the
Yeah, he
pause.
did. He didn't go out like no punk. So he got his lumps, but unfortunately, he did get shot in the chest. Luckily, yesterday, it was reported that he was released from the hospital. He's at home recovering. He's perfectly fine. He's gonna be able to play this season and everything like that. But my biggest thing is that I just find it so ridiculous that somebody can look at somebody's success and instead of just being happy for him, it's like, nah, give me what you got type things. Like it's so ridiculous, man. Like it's not necessary. It's stupid.
It's because folks want what they can't have, man.
I
It's
mean,
that simple at the end of the day. Our condolences go out to, the Pearsall family and Ricky himself. You know, Hope he gets better, speedy recovery and whatnot. But I think there's something even more that needs to be brought up here.
okay, I'm
Speaking
listening.
of the Niners and their wide receivers, Brandon Ayuk just got his big deal that he got.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he got a 4 year, what was it, $130 million deal, and 76 of that's guaranteed.
damn, that's a pretty good guarantee.
But here's the kicker, though.
What's up?
Between now and April 1st, he's guaranteed to get 47 million of that 76 million because it's front loaded.
Okay, okay. So the Cowboys trying to let them know, hey, we trying to keep you. But I mean, me personally, when it comes to Brandon Ayuk, I know he deserves his a contract extension. He deserves his money. He's put in that work. Do I think that he's worth that much? Uh,
That's splitting hairs
that's
there,
splitting
man.
hairs because I'm not saying the man's garbage by no means. He's a solid freaking wide receiver. But my biggest issue that I have with giving somebody like Brandon Ayuk that much money is that you're giving him borderline wide receiver one money when he's at best a wide receiver two, wide receiver three. And and by no means it's not it has nothing to do with his productivity because I know last year he got well over the 1,000 yard receiving mark and everything like that. So it's like with that, and then obviously his consistency over the previous couple years, yeah, you could say that he deserves that money. But I just for me, I just feel like that's a little bit too much money. But at the same time, congratulations to you for getting your money, getting that
I
bag.
feel like that goes one of two ways, honestly.
Okay.
Because one, the Niners just went through their struggles paying Debo last year.
Uh-huh.
Okay. They go through their struggles paying Brandon this year. It's like they got to pay somebody
Yeah.
because we know that offense, that Niners offense that Shanahan runs is a spread offense. You got to have guys that are able to go out and get it. And if you don't have that, it's hard to find that.
True.
We've seen this, we talk about it all the time. The Bills suck when it comes to either finding or keeping decent receivers. And the Bills aren't the only team. Don't get me wrong. They're not the only team. There's a lot of teams out there that suck at keeping receivers.
For sure.
So for the Niners to be able to secure Brandon Ayuk for the 4 years, that practically keeps him in San Francisco his entire contract. Now, I agree with you on the fact that, he didn't deserve all the money that he got.
No.
Because granted, yes, last year, he caught 72% of his targets, which is pretty high.
Really good.
For almost 1,400 yards and got him a second team all pro out of it.
Right.
So, dude, it's not that the dude's not balling. It's just
You're gonna use him as
you can't expect wide receiver one pay when
and you're
you're
not
a
even a
two
wide
or a
receiver.
three.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's not even the wide receiver one for the team Debo is.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why I feel like 49ers giving him that kind of money is kind of ridiculous because it's to me it's kind of reflective of kind of like the situation in Cincinnati with Jamar Chase and freaking T Higgins.
Okay.
To where you have two guys that are doing excellent work. They're a 1-2 punch, but at the same time they both need a contract. So who do you pay as
Somebody's got to pay the Pied Piper at the end of the day.
exactly?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what it is with Debo and Brandon Ayuk is that you got that 1-2 punch, but the problem is that both of them want to get paid like that wide receiver one, but only one of them can be the actual wide receiver one. And you're paying like I'm not saying that they're paying Brandon Ayuk more than Debo, because I can't even remember what kind of contract Debo has.
All I know is Debo got his bag too.
Yeah, Debo did get his bag too. I can't remember what the contract is now. I'll have to look it up and bring it up in another conversation. But either way, it's like you're paying Brandon Ayuk borderline top of the market a contract, and it's like you're expecting him to be the number 2 guy, maybe number 3 guy at best. You know,
The thing that gets me with Brandon Ayuk getting this money is because obviously, we just paid my boy CD, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He got himself a pretty nice, hefty contract, 4 years, 136 mil, 100 mil guaranteed.
Uh-huh.
Got
a pretty nice contract.
Hell yeah. 4 years for 100 mil guaranteed. Look, you realize 4 years with just 100 mil guaranteed, dude, he's guaranteed to make no less than 25 mil a year.
Yep.
25 mil a year, dog. You know what we could do with that kind of money?
Shit.
But either way, it's like, when you take a guy like CeeDee Lamb, for my boys, who is a de facto number 1 receiver, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, but then you're going to tell me that somebody's a number 2 is going to get maybe a few mil difference?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense. I mean, granted, yes, CeeDee Lamb's been balling. Like, obviously, the man deserved his payday too.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like...
It took y'all forever to do it.
It took both the Niners and my boys to pay our guys.
Oh, yeah, it took y'all forever.
Like...
Unnecessarily.
When it comes to the Niners, though, I'm still trying to somehow make the math to where they justify paying Christian McCaffrey before they justified paying Brandon.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
That don't make any sense. Granted, both of them got their payday at the end of the day. But my thing is what chaps my backside about Brandon Ayuk's contract is the fact that this man is a number 2 and he's getting top 5 money.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not even a top 5 guy.
Oh, no.
Like, CeeDee Lamb getting his money, like, he got a record $38 million signing bonus for a receiver. Ooh, highest ever, right? And his average salary with this contract works out to about, I think it was like 34 point something million a year,
mm-hmm.
which puts him as the second paid highest receiver. But you're telling me a guy that's a number 2 is just going to come in and, oh, yeah, now I'm on your level?
Yeah.
Both of them are dogs. I won't deny that, but how do you justify that?
It don't. It's one of those things that because of this whole, like you've brought up the whole potential thing, it's one of those things that there's going to be guys that they're good but not great that are going to get paid as if they're great, and you're going to have terrible guys that aren't good at all, but they're going to get paid like they're good because now at this point everybody's chasing the market.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy got paid this much money, so I want to get paid as close to that money as well, even though I'm nowhere near that guy's level. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's what's going on here with Brandon. I mean, granted, Brandon Ayuk is on the level of like I'm not saying wholeheartedly on the level of him, but like on a Jay Jettis, Debo Samuel, Jamar Chase, because he makes his money. He puts the product on the field and is productive out there when he is on the field and everything like that. But so I'm not trying to discount the work that he's doing and everything that's not what I'm doing. But it's just one of those things that I feel like this was just a matter of, because the market is increasing, because obviously Jay Jettis got his contract.
Yeah, he got a hell of a
Jay Jettis got his contract, making him the highest paid wide receiver in history of the NFL. To where now everybody's like, oh, I want to be the highest paid now. I want to be, to where I feel like that's ultimately what it boiled down to, was that Brandon Ayuk saw that contract and was like, hey, I know I'm not wholeheartedly on his level, but if we ain't close to that, I don't want it.
But see, here's my thing with the Brandon Ayuk thing, is like, by no means am I sitting here saying that, dude didn't deserve his money. We've seen him ball time and time again.
Yeah.
We know what he is capable of. But it's like, you look at what he's actually, like the production he's actually been able to leave in San Fran. The dude's third all time in 100-yard games in a season. Mm-hmm. The only other person on that list, Jerry Rice.
Good
okay, so that's great company. They say three's company, but hell, when you're third on that list with the Hall of Famer who's sitting with 4 rings, like you're doing something right.
Oh yeah,
and what gets me, I guess, too, is like, obviously with them paying Debo and bringing, Brandon Ayuk in for all this money, it's like, where do you really see him benefiting, I guess? Because it's like, obviously with Debo being the number one and Ayuk coming in, hey, he's pretty much getting number one money to be a number two. And we know a lot of times number twos, they get overshadowed a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Normally by either the number one guy or the slot guy. Because look at how many times we've seen slot guys come in and just, warheads on foreheads and putting it down on people.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I really want to see them do more with Brandon. Because we talked about it, but when we talked about it before, it's like, we don't want to see this guy become a gadget guy. That's the reason they had so many problems with Debo and his contract.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to see them actually use this guy for what he is. Dude's got a hell of a frame. He's like 6'1", 6'2"?
Something like that.
Damn near 200 pounds. Like, the dude has got the build to just bully people.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how that's going to work out for them.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of situations of a 1 and 2 and whether it's going to work out for them or not, I want to turn my attention to the Steelers real quick and their quarterback situation. So you've got 2 starting caliber quarterbacks in your quarterback room, in Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Now, I get it. You got one guy that he's guaranteed to be a Hall of Famer. This man's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's won plenty of Pro Bowls. He was, the heart of that offense back in the, Legion of Boom era in Russell Wilson and everything like that. Got it. Granted, Russell's had a little bit of a rough spiel these last couple of years in his time with the Broncos, but I get why you would go and get somebody like that, somebody that's been there, done that, could potentially lead you to the Super Bowl again, maybe. But then you also got a young guy in Justin Fields that he proved he can be a starter. It's just the team that he was starting for sucks. like if we're being honest, they suck. The Cincinnati, or excuse me, the Chicago Bears have always been garbage at developing quarterbacks, if we're being real. And I feel like they screwed Justin Fields out of his opportunity to be a great quarterback.
Oh, boy, I'm finna get in your ass. First
all right, let's go.
I'm finna be on you like white on rice in the middle of a snowstorm.
What you got? What you got? Speak.
Do I agree that yes, the Bears sucked at developing Justin Fields?
Yes.
Okay. But it's funny that you make that argument, because anytime I try to make that argument, I'm wrong.
No. I've never told you was wrong when you made that argument, because I've admitted plenty of times that Chicago is ass.
It's not even that. Okay. First of all, because we're going to address this bit by bit here.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay. Hear me.
Okay.
Russell Wilson, him going to Pittsburgh, we all saw it coming. He wasn't gonna be able to hash it out in Denver.
Hell no.
Whether it was either Sean Payton, John Elway, or his own ignorance, it just wasn't gonna happen. That was a recipe for disaster. Because you think about it, you've got an owner that's been there for a hot minute.
Yeah.
You got a Super Bowl winning head coach.
Yeah.
That had his formula with Breeze, and he knew what worked for him. And then you got Russell Wilson that comes in, that's a Super Bowl winning quarterback that Pete Carroll pretty much let him do whatever he wanted.
Yeah. You just have a bunch of egos clashing. Yeah.
Pretty much. You made a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
On top of the fact that Russell Wilson didn't exactly have a supporting cast there. Granted, he had Jerry Jeudy. Outside of that, who the f did he have? Nobody. So there's cases to be made either way there.
Yeah.
Regardless, Russ's time in Denver, we clearly didn't let him cook, because all he was doing was burning water.
Oh, yeah. He was ass.
Second of all, it's like, I don't even understand why we're having this conversation.
Okay, why?
Because I get Pittsburgh needs a quarterback.
Yes.
The Mason Rudolph experiment was
I wouldn't even call that an experiment. That was just a disaster.
I call that a failed one-night stand.
And Kenny Pickett clearly ain't that dude.
Kenny Pickett, I feel like that's an issue with Pittsburgh. Because, hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening. Okay?
I feel like that's the issue with them, because who was the last, name me in memory who the last quarterback was drafted, first or second round for the Steelers.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
That's my point. That these guys cannot, they don't do well drafting quarterbacks.
No, not really.
Okay, and
They got lucky with Ben Roethlisberger.
They did get lucky, but they got him in like the 5th round,
something like that,
or some shit,
fourth
like
or fifth.
It was deep in the thing. That was a gem. That's an era that we're never gonna see again.
Oh no.
Regardless, we'll get off that. So my thing with it is Kenny Pickett is kind of getting screwed because they gave him a couple seasons and was just like, yeah, no, hate it for you. They kind of went through a revolving door of talent and everything that come through there. Didn't really give him consistency, but I will say majority of that is on Kenny Pickett.
Oh yeah, okay? because my thing is they gave him majority of his rookie contract to show that he was that dude, and unfortunately he couldn't stay healthy.
No,
when he was healthy, this man really wasn't a game changer. And I mean, like let's be honest, my thing with Kenny Pickett is I feel like he was not meant to be in that Steelers offense. That's not his thing.
No.
That's not his thing. And I feel like to a degree was Kenny Pickett screwed? To a degree.
It's like that much.
Yes. Like the organization's like this much at fault. Like that much at fault.
The organization promised him dinner and didn't deliver. That's
right.
About all they did.
Like the organization has a very, very, very minute fault in Kenny Pickett's development and everything. Most of it was just Kenny Pickett sucks. And I told everybody that when freaking the Steelers drafted Kenny Pickett that he wasn't going to be that dude. Everybody was like, oh, the Steelers are going to be top dogs, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, they're not.
Because it's the same thing we've always said of, oh, whoa, this guy drafted so high. He's a generational talent.
Yeah,
that bush monitor,
that gets thrown away. That gets thrown away.
They didn't necessarily say Kenny Pickett was a generational talent, but I'm just saying, like, everybody was like, oh shit, the Steelers drafted a quarterback, freaking, the 2nd round. Let's do this thing. But like Kenny Pickett aside, because we obviously know at this point he's the 3rd string guy.
Yeah,
which sucks because I wanted to see Kenny Pickett be good.
Oh yeah,
because we know y'all's division is tough. Historically
really tough.
Yeah, I was trying to put that.
No, I'm gonna keep it 100.
Professional way.
It's war in the AFC North. It's war. It's straight up.
Yeah,
it's straight up war. We don't play.
And I get that. And that's why I'm saying, like, Kenny Pickett kind of wasn't set up for that.
No.
Pitt didn't do a good job. Hometown hero. Because that's where they screwed him, I feel like. They dubbed him the hometown hero because he went to Pitt.
Yeah.
And it ruined him.
Yeah.
But with Justin Fields, it's like everybody talks shit about this man for God knows how long when he was in Chicago. He magically goes to Pittsburgh and is like, oh shit, this dude's having a career resurgence, so to speak. No different than they're doing with Russ. The only difference is Russ is fucking 10, 15 years older than he is.
Oh, yeah. And that's another thing with this whole quarterback controversy thing is that obviously, the Steelers did name Russell Wilson the starter, like day one starter, which I feel is, I get it. Again, like I said, he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback and everything like that, blah, 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 whatever. But at the same time, it's like, if you go back and watch like the preseason highlights, and like if you go and do like I do because I like to be nosy and see how the opposing teams are looking, watch any practices or whatever.
I'm trying to spy on Nick.
Hey, it'd be what it be.
Nah, bro.
It'd be what it be.
No, he out here trying to get the insider secrets. Y'all hear this?
But I do. I watch some practices, like practice footage and everything like that. And in my personal opinion, I think Justin Fields honestly did far better, not only in practice, but in the preseason than Russell Wilson did.
Well, because Justin Fields got a lot more snaps in the preseason. That's why we think he looks better, because he got more snaps. Russ was injured in the preseason.
But for me, it's not even the fact of like the fact that he got more snaps. It's the significance of those snaps. Because because if you go back and look at Justin Fields, like yes, Justin Fields had some bad moments, but he had a lot of very good key moments that there was a point in time that people thought that Justin Fields was going to overthrow freaking Russ as the starter. But
that's what we've all wanted.
Yeah. But then Mike Tomlin and them were like, nah, we're going to go with the veteran,
First of all, we're not even going to talk about Mike Tomlin because I got my issues with Mike Tomlin on this one. Yeah, I'm coming for you, Mike. Right here. You heard it here first, folks. I'm coming for Mike Tomlin. Okay? Because I find it absolutely absurd absolutely outlandish, completely unfathomable that you decided to give Russell Wilson, Broncos country, we died. Like, where do you even remotely, like, because that's the thing for Russ is like, how do you look at his time in Denver? Because at this point, you can't base him off of his time in Seattle.
Yeah, because he's been away from
Because he's been away from Seattle for years now.
Yeah, 3 years.
You can't throw that in there. Like, you're living off of nostalgia at that point. You're not going off potential. You're going off nostalgia. And we've seen nostalgia get you in trouble.
Yep.
Okay? And it's like, you take strictly his tenure in Denver, which was what, 2 years?
Yeah, 2, 3
Give or
years.
take?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it seems like just yesterday, he was just now getting to Denver, before Geno had his whole thing in Seattle and all that. Yeah. But it's like, you look at his thing in Denver and everybody was like, oh yeah, let him cook, because it was his thing in Seattle. The dude burned water. He looked miserable. He looked like a shell of his former self in Denver. That is why Denver got rid of him, mind you. Okay? Like, I don't know what's going through Mike Tomlin's head, but get your life together, bro. Like, you're good. You got your accolades. You haven't had a losing season, but you starting Russ.
Even though you should have last season, just saying.
The fate of the
we let you win.
The fate of the
we let you win.
The fate of the NFL gods was on his side, okay?
John Harbaugh was just nice and was like, you know what? We're already in the playoffs. Let them fucking
Not
win this
even,
one.
dude. Either way.
Because realistically, had we beat them, he would have had his first losing season last season. But mind you.
But y'all are used to being all gas, no brakes, so it shouldn't have mattered.
I mean, it kind of does when you think, you got to think, the very last game of the season when we went against them, we threw our third stringers out there. We had Josh Johnson out there at quarterback. You really think we were taking that game seriously?
No, not at all. Either way, you keep breaking up my
bad. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm agreeing. I'm wholeheartedly agreeing with you. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. As I digressed. It's like, when it comes to Russell Wilson and the sample sizes we've seen from him, it's like, I wouldn't want this guy starting for me even in Madden, much less in real life. Because he's aging.
Yes.
He's aging like spoiled milk. I'm going to say that because he ain't looking like his former self. He ain't looking like his Super Bowl caliber self.
Yeah, his talents are definitely dwindling.
Yeah, Father Time's definitely kicking his backside right now. Freaking, yes, he's got a lot more weapons in Pittsburgh, but if he was barely able to do what he was in Seattle with arguably one of the best wide receiving cores of, recent memory with Jermaine Kearse, Doug Baldwin, and Tyler Lockett, and he goes to freaking Denver and he's supposed to be this great quarterback and he does absolutely nothing. And it's like, you can't expect him to just come in and be the Messiah for y'all. Now, flipping it over to the other side, Justin Fields. You're young. You're considered inexperienced. You've had your flashes of greatness. You didn't take the Bears to the playoffs in the couple of years that they had you.
Not a single one.
The Bears probably aren't never going to sniff the playoffs anyway.
Nope.
Like, I got better odds of the Browns winning the Super Bowl. And I'm not talking about me taking it there myself.
You have that low standards for them?
Listen. All three aside, the Bears suck.
They do.
Okay? Other than the Brian Urlacher days, the Bears suck.
Yeah.
There's
obviously we're rooting for Caleb Williams to be that guy, but that's a different stuff.
That's neither here nor there. Yeah. I'm talking about to this point because the season hasn't started.
Obviously.
We haven't seen a full, I guess, repertoire from Caleb Williams.
Right.
We saw preseason and that's it.
Right.
Okay. And I guess that's the same thing can be said for Justin Fields, but it's like at least we've seen some of what he's capable of. I feel like Justin Fields, personally, in my opinion, is the better option just because it's like, one, he's still young. He's still got a lot of energy and pep in his step. He's still somewhat, I guess, moldable, if you want to call it that. He's got a lot better weapons than he had in freaking Chicago.
Yeah.
Because Chicago ain't got
no.
Sorry. They got something now, with Roma Dunze, Caleb Williams, Cole Kmet, a few other guys.
Keenan Allen.
Oh, yeah, and Keenan Allen, yeah, Keenan Allen, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. I done said my piece on you. But it's like, I feel like Justin Fields is better suited for that offense. because realistically, Justin Fields spent his entire time in Chicago running for his life. Like, let's be honest, he did. It's like he was trying to run from responsibility. He's like, I don't want this. He out here tax evasion and shit. Like, just to be doing shit, you know?
Yep.
Like, he's like, fuck it. So, you know, I'm out here playing backyard football. Let me just have fun with it type deal.
Might as well, yeah.
You know, and it's like, I want to see Justin Fields succeed. I've been a hater of Justin Fields prior because we were like, hey, this dude's not going to go anywhere. What's he going to do with his career? Like, granted, now that we look at it, it was the Bears' fault.
Oh, yeah, wholeheartedly.
No, wholeheartedly. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Speaking of which, Bears organization, if you want to come at me, bro. I don't care. It is what it is. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. All right? But Justin Fields has done fairly well in his career to where I feel like this dude deserves another shot. It's not one of those things to where it's like, oh, you know, you were mid with your last team in Chicago, so we're just gonna bring you up here and be a career backup,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Personally, I feel like what it is with the Steelers getting both Russell Wilson, because I find it funny now that we're talking about it, is that they're two sides of the same coin.
How so?
Because like you were just saying, obviously you got Russell Wilson, Super Bowl winning quarterback, you know, a bunch of accolades with the Seahawks and everything like that. Went to the Broncos, had a terrible tenure.
Terrible
with
doesn't
the
even begin to explain it. But
yeah. Either way, but he had a terrible tenure with the Broncos and everything like that, and that was mostly his fault. It was his own ego and everything clashing, everything. But then on the flip side of that same coin, you got Justin Fields, that he could have been a Russell Wilson type guy. He has potential to be a great quarterback, but unfortunately he was on a crappy team. The team made him look like crap.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
to where I just find it funny that Mike Tomlin and the Steelers went ahead and got two of the same dude, but just different spectrums of that same dude, to where it's like you got Justin Fields, who is a young guy that just got screwed with the organization that he got drafted to, and then you got Russell Wilson, that is a proven guy and just sucked with the previous team that he fucking he played.
I think he proved that he sucked, and it's time for him to go couch surfing like Joe Flacco did last year. But
either way, getting back on track, you know, I feel like what they're trying to do is they're running with Russell Wilson right now just to kind of finish off his career, because obviously we all know it. Russell's getting to the end. It's just a matter of time before he ends up retiring, you know, because he doesn't have the juice like he did. He ain't got it no more. No. Like, let's be honest. Let's be 100% honest. He ain't got the juice like he did before, you know, to where I feel like they're gonna have Justin Fields as a backup, but not for long. He's more of like Russell Wilson is the guy now. And then once Russell Wilson leaves, Justin Fields is going to be the bridge guy until they can find somebody to replace Justin Fields.
I feel like that's where you're wrong. I feel like Russ is the bridge guy now.
That's a possibility too.
Reason being is because part of me wants to sit here and believe that Russ is going to have a career resurgence in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like he went from superstardom, you know, in Seattle to, you know, all but being the greatest thing since sliced bread, to going to Denver and flopping, to now he's getting a bounce back with Pittsburgh. Okay, that's one thing I want to believe. However, I feel like Russ, with his age and his experience, is a bridge guy.
Yeah,
he's there for a couple of years just to help Justin Fields tune his game, and then he's out. To where I feel like, yet again, we're seeing the end of another era.
Yeah.
Where once Russ is out, Justin Fields takes over. It's like, that's it.
I mean, realistically, Russ is the last of that era. Well, no, that's
A-Rod's still kicking.
A-Rod's still kicking, and Derek Carr is still kicking. So
yeah,
technically, he's one of three from that era that still remains. So like, we're slow. It's just a matter of time before that era is done and over with.
Yeah, both the Mannings are gone. Brady's gone.
Matt Ryan's gone.
No. Yeah, Matt Ryan is gone, yeah. But we still got Matt Stafford. He's still there.
Oh, yeah, true. Matt Stafford.
But yeah, here's a better question for all of this. It's not about, you know, who's the better of the one and the two. Where does this leave Kenny Pickett?
Oh, he's a journeyman. He might as Kenny Pickett. You might as well prepare to be a journeyman, my dude. I'm sorry, but
What?
you're a journeyman. Like you couldn't hack it. Like mind you, you gotta realize Kenny Pickett when he first came into the league or whatever, they still had Juju and Chase Claypool as the 1 and 2.
That's been a minute ago.
It's been a minute, yeah. But freaking and they Juju and Chase Claypool, they're not all that, but they're definitely not. No,
They weren't like scrubs.
yeah, they're not scrubs. Yeah, they're not scrubs, and everything like that. To where it's like, and then you got to think that they had Najee Harris and everything like that. You had that offensive line that was still from the Ben Roethlisberger era and everything like that. Like you still had the team intact for the most part from when Big Ben was there and everything like that, and you couldn't hack it. Like you struggled, you kept getting injured. Like you might as well. He's a journeyman. Like let's be honest, Kenny Pickett is going to be a journeyman quarterback. Like they're probably going to keep him. If they do keep him, they're only going to keep him for if something happens to Justin Fields or Russ. Or well, when something happens to Justin Fields or Russ, because it's like at this point he's proven that he can't hack it as the main guy. So obviously your only other option is to be a backup option. And 9 times out of 10, when you're nothing more than a backup option, you're nothing more than a journeyman quarterback. So be prepared to bounce from team to team to team to team to
I
team.
won't say he necessarily bounced from team to team. I'd say, if anything, because like obviously Kenny Pickett's still on his rookie deal.
Yes.
Okay. I see it playing out either one or two ways. All right. Well, actually, one of three ways.
Okay.
Okay. One, Russell Wilson's got to get injured to where Justin Fields steps up, and you might see some playing time from Kenny Pickett from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Both of them go down, and we have a situation in Denver where they had a wide receiver starting at quarterback to where both Justin Fields and Russell Wilson go down to where Kenny Pickett has to step up. Or three, Kenny requests a trade.
He's going to have no choice.
Because you can't be a first and second round guy and still expect to get ample playing time, especially after you've been the starter.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't see that relationship ending well with them.
Oh, it's not because you got to think that it's like they went and got Russell Wilson. That was already kind of a slap in the face in Kenny Pickett's face, but
Yeah.
But then turn around, not even a week later, only a couple of days later, they announced that they traded for Justin Fields.
Yeah.
So it's like, or no, they traded for freaking Russ, signed Justin Fields. Yeah. But either way, they acquired both men and everything to where it's like you as Kenny Pickett being the former starter, it's like, oh dang, you got two starting caliber quarterbacks that you just brought in. Like what damn, what
Like, what did I do? Yeah.
Right, like I'm just chopped liver?
Yeah, like I wholeheartedly get that. Like I'd be mad as like, for example, take us for example. It'd be like the both of us being like, hey bro, we're gonna bring in like 3 or 4 other freaking people to run your show for you. It's like, no, we not doing that.
No.
I'd be pissed if I was Kenny Pickett,
Oh yeah,
right?
for sure.
Because I'm sitting there like, yo, I got my job. That'd be like my boss coming to me and being like, hey, so you're gonna do the same job, but I got these other 2 people that are gonna do it for you. And you're just gonna sit here and watch them.
You're just gonna hold clipboards,
yeah,
and help them succeed.
Yeah, you're pretty much gonna be like, hey, hold my nuggets and watch this. All right, like I came in, put my feet on your furniture, ate your food, but you get to sit here and watch me do this. You have to painstakingly watch me do this. I'd be pretty pissed if I got told, hey, somebody coming in and taking your job. Oh, yeah. All right, cool, got it. You kind of shot yourself a little in the foot there. You had your opportunity. I can't sit here and, for example, I'm going to go back to it. You can hate me for it because I know you know what's coming. I can't make the Josh Rosen argument for you, bud.
Bruh.
I can't. No, because I'm still avidly on that. Not going to get into it. But in this case, I cannot make that argument for him.
No, you can't.
Like, I can't sit here and say that, oh, well, Pittsburgh gave up on him. No, they didn't.
They gave you plenty of chances.
They gave you ample, and I mean ample, amount of time. They gave you at least, what, 2.5 seasons? Damn near.
They gave you the majority of your rookie contract.
Yourself. And Granted, I don't know what Pittsburgh was doing getting both Russ and Justin Fields.
Yeah, that's just overkill.
Like, I get insurance policies. Insurance policies is one thing. If they would have went and got just Justin Fields, insurance policy for Kenny Pickett, got it. Cool. Not mad at it. But you went and got Russ as well.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like me going to the grocery store and being like, yo, I'm going to get some water, but I'm also going to get this sparkling water.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm getting the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense.
It don't.
And that's where my discontent comes in with it.
Oh, yeah.
But as for Kenny Pickett, it's like you have proven that you are not that guy.
No.
You can't. I'm not saying he's not good. By no means am I not saying that he's not good.
I'm saying you're not good. I'm going to be real with you. And that's not, and before anybody goes and says, oh, well, you're a Ravens fan, you hate all Steelers players, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Kenny Pickett is trash.
I think there's a little bit of hate.
No, Kenny Pickett is trash.
I'm not saying he's trash, but because the dude had his flashes, okay? The dude showed that he could somewhat ball at a professional level. But at the same time, it's like, you're SOL, dog. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you got to figure out something, because clearly football ain't your thing. You can't be Kurt Warner and just come in and, I'm just going to do this on the side and make this my thing.
Facts.
No, not going to happen, bro. I'm sorry. Can't help it. All right? Kenny, you might as well just pack your bags, bro. Go ahead and just get out of town, dude. Like, run while you can. Run while you can.
Run while you can.
Take the money and run. Get while the getting's good, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It just...
Yeah. But enough of that. I mean, we can discuss that more throughout the season, because obviously, this week starts Thursday is kickoff. My boys taking on Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. Trust and believe. I know we've been struggling against them the last couple of years, but I'm confident in my boys to tear that ass up.
Yep. Because the Golden Boy is gonna get the Golden Boy treatment, and Mahomes is gonna take it. I'm sorry.
I hear all that, but at the same time, this defense is too crazy for Pat Mahomes.
I hear you talking. That's all I hear.
We want to let y'all know.
So
kind of refresh y'all's memory of the bets that we have going on right now.
Yep.
So your boys here with the Hashitout podcast, we got bets going on all season long. Every week there's gonna be a punishment. So this week's punishment, whoever loses has to come on here and record the episode in an accent of the winner's choosing.
The entirety episode.
The entirety. So it's gonna be hilarious. You might see you could potentially see this man do a British accent or a Jamaican accent. That'd be hilarious.
British accent.
Could you imagine him with a Jamaican accent? I
don't even want to think about that. Because I'm sorry, I got a deep South accent, and there ain't no way in hell you're going to tell me that I'm going to be the first white Jamaican. Okay? It's just not going to happen.
But that's the punishment for this week.
One, though.
Oh, yeah, that's
just week one. We're gonna give you a rundown of what this is, because they get progressively worse. And when we say worse, they get worse. Okay? So week one, obviously, accent of the winner picks the accent.
No big deal. Not dramatic.
Okay,
hilarious.
Cool. I got to change my voice. I got to become a different person, And then week two is going to be what we like to call, ew, I don't eat that. Which means, if you guys have watched our TikToks, you guys know this man don't eat a lot of foods.
Yeah, I'm a picky eater. I ain't going to lie.
If he loses, when he loses, okay, he has to eat whatever I pick for him, and vice versa. Okay? And that's just the first two. But the thing is it's going to happen right here on the podcast. Y'all tune in. Y'all see. Y'all going to see it. We going to do it. Y'all going to see it. We're here for y'all's entertainment.
Oh, yeah. We here for it. And if you want to join us, I mean, sure, you can, you can leave your predictions down below on who you think's going to win which games. We can keep track of your record or whatever. And if you're somebody who loses, you could join us in these little festivities.
Hey, look, just know if we find out you lose, we finna be on.
We want to see y'all. We want video proof that you do it,
or it did not happen.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts. We
need to know.
Oh,
the world needs to know. Okay.
We got to put it out there because we out here trying to have fun, and we definitely would like y'all to join us and everything like that.
For sure, for sure.
So definitely all season long, make sure you tune in every Tuesday to get a recap of the winners and losers from the previous week and finding out what the punishment is for that week and who is the one being punished. This man right here. Just saying. But yeah, also, but that's all we've got for you today, man. Tune in to everything. Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us, comment, like, share. Send this to your dog if you need to, your grandma. Freaking just do the whole thing. You know everything. We're not gonna hold y'all much longer. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.
Woof woof. What that podcast do?